All right, welcome back, everybody, to the BSL Season 6. I haven't plugged all the Twitters and stuff, so go follow BSL on Twitter at Bombastic Star. That's where we tweet all the information about the tournament. It can be a little bit hard to figure out like where we are, who's playing what. Are we in the finals yet? I don't know. That's a good place to kind of find that out. So I encourage our viewers to be proactive and go out there and find the information themselves instead of just asking other people to link it to them. So you can link it to yourself there on Twitter. You can also go to I don't remember exactly the Bombastic Starleauge website. It's bombasticstarleauge.com. All right, sick. I figured it out. Did it. So yeah, you can go over there too, and you can follow Nyokin and I on Twitter at our Twitters, which are on the screen. So we're about to get into our first elimination match. It's going to, or no, wait, yes, okay, I figured it out. It's Babo versus Gosudark, and actually both series were so close that this could have been our winner's match.
That is definitely correct, and that would have been a shocker.
Yeah,
everybody. So I'm, originally we were talking about Dragon, True Touch the favorite, but Babo had a good shot of getting out. There's a real chance Gosudark goes the distance, so I'm looking forward to this. That was a deadly attack versus True Touch in the last game, so maybe Gosudark can pull it out.
Man, Gosudark looks really good, but man, it's weird that we're getting a chance to see so many different styles of PvZ. I mean, it feels like the Protoss openers are super standard, or the Zerg openers are super standard, but the Protoss are still trying to figure out some interesting things to do. I don't really know, but it's going to be interesting to kind of watch as this group goes on. But because this is the elimination match, one of our players will not advance, and so let's figure out who it's going to be. Our first map will be Sylphid, and then we'll be moving on to Benzene for the first time tonight.
Yeah, so I'm ready. Let's get this game started.
Okay. Yep, Sylphid, game number 1, Babo versus Gosudark. Let's do it. All right, welcome everybody to the Group B losers match in the round of 16, the BSL Season 6. In the bottom left-hand corner, in the white, playing Zerg, it's Babo.
And in the bottom right, we've got the guy that's surprising me the most, is Gosudark. You know what I like about this match the most?
What?
Is we just saw Babo versus Dragon on this map. So we're going to see the adaptation that Babo's going to use here immediately. What's he going to change up to face somebody like Gosudark? Because we know Gosudark is definitely more unorthodox than Dragon. And I thought the minerals were banking up for Gosudark and we were going to have an in-base pylon, but no, it is going to be just the Forge expand coming out from him.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried there. Anytime I see those get too high, I get nightmares about 12 Nexuses and stuff. So I'm not going to see any of those. We are just going to have the, excuse me, pretty traditional overpool here any second now from Babo, and yes, indeed, there it is. So wow, this is going to start to look super standard. That's actually real. It's a blessing and a curse, right, Nyokin? We get a chance to watch basically the same game twice with different players, but also things start to kind of blend together in my mind. It's pretty late over here, and I'm trying to keep everything straight. So if the games look too similar, then I might start to kind of mix our timelines together a little bit.
Well, I have a feeling that this will not be similar at all with Gosudark in the game. Now, the opener may be similar in the sense, but once we get past the Nexus, you know that there's going to be a deviation now. Gosudark's going to get in here, see everything is normal. What's Babo going to do? He's got off a first scout, so he sees the Forge expand. He doesn't have to worry about any type of early aggression from Gosudark, and we know he can definitely put it on. We saw him 2-gate versus Jaeyun in the round of 24. And again, Nexus before Cannon. Gosudark always getting it down, so this is great for him.
Yeah, this is really good. He's going to get a very, very early Nexus. I think that was 13?
Yeah, that's
if I'm not
13
mistaken.
Nexus.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so what he has to do now is figure out, okay, well, how defensive do I have to play? And that's what this probe's job is to do. He's just going to chill around in this base and see what he can see. And it is actually a pretty big base. So if he's not careful, or if Gosudark isn't careful, or if Babo isn't careful, sorry, I'm getting the players confused. This probe can like kind of hide in the dark spaces out here and then come scout a little bit later on. But we'll see if he's vigilant in taking this probe out. It looks like he will be. Scouting the gas timing, so making sure that all is as it should be there. And yeah, everything just looks pretty normal up until this point, right?
Yeah, everything is just standard across the board. I have to say that I've noticed this every game Babo has played is he's only building 2 Lings. Now, I don't know if that's just the standard Zerg versus Protoss, but for me, just watching as an outsider that doesn't play this race, since I know how limited the vision is for Protoss, it would make sense to me to even build 4 Lings. Because if you can kill that probe immediately, it's panic mode for Protoss.
Oh yeah, totally.
So I feel like it's kind of worth it to sack a drone to get a couple, even just 2 more Lings out to ensure that this probe never gets back into your main. But he is going to find top right. He's got his cybernetics going down. Everything's standard so far, but what's the follow-up going to be? Are we going to have another timing? Are we going to have Stargate? What's it going to be from Gosudark?
Yeah, I'm actually really interested. Gosudark is the biggest sort of difference between the last game. Dragon, kind of a more standard player, and Gosudark definitely capable of doing some shenaniganry. Stargate's coming out, Lair on the way, speed, and so we are going to see the Lair, and that's what this probe is going to try to get in and find. Denied.
And this is going to be pretty standard play from Gosudark. I think the Citadel may be a little bit fast, like maybe 15 seconds or so, but he's got his Nat Gas, he's got Stargate, everything is again lining up into that 7:30 timing. We were talking about it with Dragon, and he ended up never doing it, but I think that was a Babo specific style anti-muta build.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what we're going to see from Gosudark. We have to pay attention to this Forge. If he's going for the 7:30 timing, should start spinning right about now. Has not started yet, though, so maybe this is something different.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the other side, there's just drones. And so with the Citadel on the way, I guess we could just be going Corsair DT. Wait, did he cancel that Citadel?
No.
Am I dumb? No, it finished. Okay, I'm so dumb. I looked for it, and it wasn't where I thought it was. Man, we are really getting a little late here.
I thought you had that replay bug. Remember, I was watching. I was like,
"Oh yeah, no, you're right."
He's killing the Nexus. You're like, "What Nexus? It's already gone."
Oh man, that was hilarious. I hope we don't have another one of those. Although it is actually just hilarious, so I wouldn't say no.
We do have speed coming down from Gosudark. He's got 2-gate, and it was a pretty fast 2-gate. And this is a sneaky timing because you normally see the 7:30 timing with +1, but it's not spinning. So you got to remember, Babo just played versus Dragon, literally like 5 minutes before this game played in Dragon with DT. This looks like DT with Stargate, and it's not. It's going to be a timing, so this could definitely catch Babo off guard.
Yeah, you're right. This actually has a huge potential to do that. Excuse me. I really, really like this early aggressive timing with fast legs. So here we go. We got legs on the way. And I don't know. This is going to be really, really sick to watch this hit. Yeah, so I'm trying to see what is happening on the other side, because I have to keep in mind this is Babo, and he does have that tendency towards mutas.
He's going to go. Gosudark setting. Oh my god! Babo just got supply blocked, and now speed just kicked in, so it's go time. Go, go! Gosudark, go! You gotta go! We got 7 Zealots, we got speed, we got a DT. Is he not gonna go?
Wait, this is it. This is it. There's that song.
He cleared out the Ling with the DT. Now he's gonna go.
That's so sick.
The brilliance of Gosudark.
So dope. All right, my dude. Okay, so he's gonna go, and maybe that Ling Dying signals DTs, but it's actually just going to be Leglots headed all the way up top. There's more following away. Finally, the Scourge will see one Zealot, but he's got a whole lot more to deal with. They surround these two Sunkens. One's a Sunken, the other's a Creep Colony, and that's going to pop almost instantly, even if it does finish. The DT's in here killing everything else. The drones are falling. This is a tragedy, Nyoken.
Yeah, 7 Zealots, a DT versus Massling. They're all getting choked up. So Babo's gonna lose top instant. GG. What?
Damn. Excuse me. Wow. What a turn of events. What a turn of events we found ourselves in here, Nyoken. We're like, why doesn't he go? And he kills that scouting Ling with a DT. I'm just like, oh, this guy, he knows. Gosudark, I feel like he's had that extra opportunity to watch, Babo play his previous series, and he's just like, wait a second, I can just kill him here. And that was so spectacularly executed. Super well played by Gosudark.
Yeah, and I'm slowly becoming a Gosudark fan.
Yeah?
That was brilliant. I would have never thought about just, I'm going to wait for the DT, let the vision go away, and then go. I would have insta-gone, so that was really fantastic. So Babo's got to be really worried now because we just got bopped immediately, and he's one game away from being out.
Yeah, this might be a fast rest of the day. We had some pretty long games earlier, but wow. Okay, well, let's just get into game number 2. According to the maps, this one is going to be on Benzene. So 2-player map. There could be some shenaniganry going on. I don't know. This is the first time that we've seen Benzene with this particular group of players tonight. So I am going to join the game, and then we can get right into it. Gosudark, I know he had a couple of very passionate fans watching yesterday, and I was just like, okay, well, everybody's got a few, but he is really living up to the hype here, man. Really some impressive wins against very strong players, and now against Babo. I don't know if Babo's going to be able to do it, because we have only, I guess, 2 more maps, and one of these players is eliminated. Let's get into it. Game number 2 on Benzene. Between Babo and Gosudark. All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Benzene. And starting off in the upper right-hand corner is our off-white Zerg player, Babo.
In the bottom left, we've got the Protoss. We got a lot of surprises. It's Gosudark. I'm not sure who picked this map. It's got a... Normally I would think this is a Zerg pick, but I don't think you should pick this versus Gosudark because he's just really good with these timings, and this is a map where if you play standard, it's hard to get a third base. So I don't like this pick versus Gosudark in particular. But I gotta ask you, Rapid, is TIE2 the Prophet?
Dude,
he calls Gosudark.
Where does this guy get his psychic powers? So, in case you guys are wondering what we're talking about, TIE2 is a Foreign Brood War player. He is also a writer for Team Liquid, and most importantly, he writes articles about BSL, and he wrote a preview. And in a group where I think most people look at it and say, okay, well, Dragon and True Touch are the favorites here, he predicted Gosudark to get out of the group, and that really surprises me. He also predicted that the losers match would be Babo versus Gosudark, and I want to read this off as my analysis here, but the final sentence in the paragraph is, sprinkle in a little luck with that enigmatic Gosudark charm, and we've got to win. Oh, you TIE2. I would, trust no one else to phrase it quite so eloquently.
Yeah, I mean, his predictions have been on point, I think the entire season of BSL almost.
Yeah, no, he's been incredible.
Yeah, so you can't doubt Nostradamus tied too. And look at this. We got a pylon block coming out from Gosudark. You're not allowed to have that base just yet, Babo. Now this
Yeah,
game
I mean, you can.
Yep.
I was just gonna say you can still throw it on the hatchery and then build the next one off center, but that's like a last second desperation move. It's actually just super annoying. And here comes the pro back in again.
Look at this. Oh, I thought he's going to take his base at bottom right. Well, he's going to take it very fast regardless. And remember, every game so far we've seen Babo, he has not taken a mineral only like on Circuit Breaker. He's always taken a gas base. Now, this hasn't always meant mutas, but versus someone like Babo, as soon as I see this, again, I'm thinking mass mutas are coming. So if, maybe this is the game Gosudark doesn't necessarily go for a gate timing. Maybe we're going to see mass Zeros like Dragon went for.
Yeah. No, I think that would be, I guess, what do you want to say, reasonable. It's hard to do double Stargate just because you can die to Hydras pretty easily, so you do have to be like very careful and obviously plan that build pretty well. But I mean, it seemed like the right way to go when Dragon was playing it, so maybe we'll see it again. Probe getting up here to scout the third base, so not a big mystery of what's going on.
Now, this is not anything important, but this Ling did go up. You see it scouted the back of the natural. That was a curious scout. I wonder if he's ever... I'm not even sure if you can build up there, if he's ever been proxied up there or something, but he's making sure that definitely nothing's going on. But because of that, he's lost the probe. Now the probe's going to come back. Now, of course, Babo has always built 2 Lings, so it's going to get back in anyways, but, you really do need to try and deny this probe, and now the probe's going to see the lair. What's Gosudark's follow-up going to be? It's going to be Citadel. It's going to be Stargate. I loved the build last game. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I might have to go back and watch that. That's one of the cleanest executions of a player I think I've seen in a while. Very, very well done. So the probe does get in, and so that's always a big sort of sigh of relief for the Protoss player, because it's not usual to get you shouldn't expect to get scouting at that particular point in time. So he gets in, he sees everything, and so what's the reaction? He's going for Citadel. Okay, yeah, Citadel Stargate. This looks almost identical to the same point of time in the last series, or the last game.
Just about to say that it looks identical, but there is a small difference. It's about maybe 10 or 15 seconds later on the Citadel. So this is going to be a slight deviation, 10, 15 seconds, not massive, but this probe, what's it setting up for? Oh, maybe he just lost. Okay, there. It was setting up like it's going to build a building, possibly a second Stargate, but no. What is it going to be? It looks identical, like you just said. There's the Templar Archive, so everything is identical. And again, no +1 weapon. The only difference so far I see is we don't have the fast second gate from Gosudark. There it is, of course.
right on time. Wow, this is really... I mean, I guess, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep on going. With the same kind of style. I mean, it's a different map, obviously, but I mean, honestly, it's a pretty wide ramp to the third if you just want to run your Zealots right there, and it's not that long of a rush distance. Wow, I just want to see this DT pop out, kill once again the one scouting Ling, and then have another group of speed lots run across the map and win the game.
Yeah, now we've got the first few Scourge getting out on the map. We've got... trying to check if we've got gas anywhere from Babo. Nope, we've just got 5 hatches, so most likely not going to see Muta play just yet. Here comes the first DT. It's about to pop out, and Gosudark has a couple more gates than usual behind this, so he's going to have a pretty large Zealot follow-up. But this time I expect the DT to just go out on its own, not attack just yet. No, it can't lose the stairs! Oh, no!
Ooh, that's a little bit of a hiccup. Difference between last game and this one. DT comes out, DT kills the Ling, and here come the Zealots. All right, we're going for it again.
Yeah, but I think Babo's not going to get caught this time. And hilariously, I was watching his natural as the Scourge died. Instant mutas being morphed there. And he's set up so solidly there. He's definitely cannot be broken. But this is only 2 mutas coming out. Again, the third base is pretty exposed, but I love the sunken position behind the minerals. It's going to make it so hard to get on top of that one. So I think Babo has adapted just enough that he's going to be pretty safe and not take much damage.
He should. I actually would have saved the DT, but he runs that in, and it's going to go down. One drone already falling here, but he's got to kill a whole nother sunken. It does actually get really good surface area on it, so the sunken's going to go down. There's another one, like you said, nestled behind the mineral line there, and the base survives a vastly different outcome than game number 1.
Yeah, and what's Gosudark's follow-up going to be? Most likely going to be that 8-gate follow-up. But we've seen, how Babo's dealt with that. He just pulls you out of position with Mass Muta. So I feel like Gosudark's in a bit of trouble. Also, the gates seem a bit late because they haven't come down just yet. You can see him scrambling to get up more stairs and more cannons in his base. He's going for a small counterattack with Zealots. That's not going to get anything done. And every Zealot he loses here, it's just going to make his future follow-up push that much weaker. So I really don't like this bleeding of Zealots so far.
Yeah, I think once you try for a big attack and it doesn't work out, just pull the Zealots back, because otherwise, yeah, this is going to happen. And they get to have a very painful trip back home and then turn into Dragoons later.
And now, Babo really, there's no chance for Protoss to attack at this point. He could start thinking about taking that mineral only, mass sunking it up, and then it would cover his main Nat third base. Really, all he's got to really focus on is making sure the 4th base doesn't die, but he's already got sunkens there, so I don't think that's going to die anytime soon. But I like what Babo's transitioning into. He's got several hatchers. We're at 6 hatch now. I see an evolution chamber. Is he going into Hydroplay? He is going into Hydroplay. He's got the range upgrade going just now. So the mutas were just to force out more stairs and more cannons and delay the timing from Gosudark.
All right, well, with that being delayed, Gosudark has now a big question to ask himself. He's like, wow, I built a lot of gateways. I tried for this timing, and it didn't work this time. So, actually, this is kind of cool. If Gosudark has just won 2 games in a row with that build, maybe we'd be saying, wow, that's just a really good build. But now, we get a chance to see what some of the stressors are for the build. Like, what do you have to do to throw the build off? And I think, A, well, see it coming is nice, and B, those faster mutas definitely helped out a little bit, as well as the extra sunkens. So now we've got this trademark Babo style where you build a bunch of Scourge, try to catch some of these Corsairs out of position, and then maybe switch into mutas afterwards.
Well, we've got a similar unit comp to what Dragon was doing. We don't have any Templars, instead opting for the instant Archon. But this game is going to backfire because we see mass Hydra coming out from Babo. He's got about 20 at his natural. He's on 6 hatch production. Really only built 7 mutas, and that's a good amount because you're going to be one-shotting probes. You're not highly committed to it, and Gosudark is setting up like he wants to take a 3rd base. But this is, wow, he has so, look, he's built 7 Corsairs, and we know he already built 2, so he's overreacting big time to Babo.
Oh man, this might be a little tragic. A little bit of a misread, but we'll see if it matters as Gosudark pushes out as the mutas start coming in. 7. We'll at least take out the initial probe and the initial pylon, but how much is there back at home to defend here? There's not too much. Okay, the Scourge running afoul there. The Corsairs on top of the mutas, but they don't actually find any kills yet.
Yeah, Gosudark smartly turning around. He needs to definitely fight on his side of the bridges. Don't engage on the other side because there's just gonna be an overwhelming amount of units. I don't like this attack. He just doesn't have enough. He's committed so many resources to the Sayers that's not going to benefit him. And I guess he just doesn't know about the Hydras, but now he's going to know, and now he's in a terrible position. Oh, I thought he was going to get flanked from all angles. So he's not going to get flanked just yet, but he does have high ground, so this is a decent position for him.
Yeah, the high ground is going to be really, really important to hold on to. You might actually want to separate the mutas so you can come in for like a little bit of a flank it's not like there's any high Templar to pick off. But ooh, Corsairs running into the entire army. He's gonna start to pick off some of these mutas. The mutas all dying here. It's neither player's fighting on high ground. I guess a little bit of high ground here for Babo, and that's gonna force Gosudark to pull back. And Dragoons do not run away well.
Yeah, they're all gonna get caught. Is Babo gonna block the bridge? Look at him trying to block the top bridge. Gonna catch even more
what
Dragoons.
A god!
And do we even have cannons up? Okay, we got a couple cannons, but really, there's just so much production from Babo. He's just gonna massacre this base.
Yeah, you may possibly need a slightly better defense to hold off against, to hold on against this. So many Hydras here, non-stop production. I think Babo might be kind of crushing through to take us to another game 3. Gosudark, GG's out, and Babo takes game number 2.
Yeah, that was nicely done from Babo, and he played to. In poker, there's a word where you like represent yourself in a certain way, like you act like you're tight, but then you end up playing loose. So he represented like, I'm a big time Muta player, and he just ran him over with Hydras. There's a huge overreaction from Gosudark. Oh man, so now both players one game from being eliminated.
Well, my thing is like, okay, can we get some consistency here? Like, I want the player who advances to just be the best player in the group. The player that is eliminated, the worst player of the group. And I'm just like, well, like, I can't tell who's who. The players are just doing such a good job sort of reading and rereading each other. It's crazy. So I don't know what to expect out of our final game here, but it is going to be on In the Way of an Eddy. So lots of kind of like high grounds and passageways to kind of defend and contain. I don't know. It might be a good Muta map. That's one thing to say, but I think we just have to get into the game, find out for ourselves.
Yeah, our last map is going to be In the Way of an Eddy. Seeing it consistently across the board. Now, again, this was the map. Gosudark had a really slick timing versus Jaeyoon. He pulled out that Dragoon Reaver timing versus True Touch. That may just be his style on here, some type of mass goon play. So I'm ready to go. What is Gosudark going to pull out?
I'm excited. I want to see also if Babo just goes mutus all the way. Let's find out. So we get into In the Way of an Eddy. All right, welcome everybody to our third game 3 of the night. Wow. In the bottom right-hand corner in the teal, this is our Zerg player, Babo.
And in the top left, we got the white Protoss player. It's Gosudark. I'm surprised we haven't seen any one-base play from Gosudark or Gateway Expand. It's been Forge every single game.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I mean, we've seen overpools like every single game too. So I just want some variety. You know, it's the spice of life. So
this might be a one base because Gosudark's banking 100 minerals.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
You ask and you shall receive, rap.
Yeah. You just gotta believe. All right. Well, we are getting our answer here. And I think this might also be something from Gosudark to say, well, look, you know, I tried that strategy twice in a row. It worked, then it didn't work. So it's time to mix it up.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't have great success on Benzing, but I think it was Babo with the good mind game. He knew what people thought of him and just played it perfectly. And again, Babo overpool. But is this going to be 2-gate? So far, it does not look like 2-gate. We're building several probes afterwards. This looks like it could be one-base Reaver or definitely some type of tech coming out of Gosudark.
You know, if you go one-base Reaver, the ghost of Bonneth haunts you, and he's gonna come critique your build as the patron saint of one-base Reaver himself. But this is actually going to be a 2-gate, so sick. It's also kind of not hidden, but it's like, you know, way back in the I don't know. I want to make sure that we get a chance to pay attention to the scouting patterns here, because this is a 4-player map, and I know you're always one to focus on scouting directions, Nyokin.
Yeah, and this is going to be a last scout for Babo, and a lot of times when you see 2-gate from Protoss, it's like a 10-10 gate or like a 9-10 gate. It's like not an economic focused build.
Yeah.
Now we see Gosudark, this is an economic 2-gate. It was like a 10-13 gate or a 10-12 gate. So if Babo reads this wrong, like he read the Dragon game wrong, where he thinks that Dragon's all in, Gosudark all of a sudden could have a booming economy behind it, and Babo just goes into the mid game behind.
I mean, one thing to say for sure is that the rush distance in the way. Oh, actually, I think Arcneon mentioned it, but like the rush distance on this map is actually just quite a bit. Oh, no way! That drone just snuck all the way in and saw the double gates. I guess that doesn't truly matter. Because here we go, we've got 3 zealots and 2 probes headed out across what I just got done saying is a very long rush distance.
Yeah, it's very long, and also the drone saw that probes were being pulled with it. Now the probes are pretty crucial to this attack. It's going to allow the zealots to start 2-shotting lings. But I feel like Babo's already ready for it. But again, this comes back to what I just said. Babo sees 2-gate.
Yeah.
Does he think that it's all in? He got in. He luckily got in and saw the tech behind it. But this is an economic 2-gate, and Babo, there's no third hatch for him. Look how many lings he's building. His economy is really trashed at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean this does take a lot out of you. So let's see what the zealots can get done, and that is they can get their workout for the day as they run all the way across the map and then all the way back.
So we've got a 2-hatch lair for Babo. A lot of times when you see one base play from Protoss, it's Dragoon Reaver, like we pointed out. So if he can get his Spire down, there's the robotics, and we see Dragoons being built. Mutas are going to be a great counter, but Babo is pretty all in with this, but we also see Gosudark is pretty all in too, because there's no Nexus behind it. So this is a pretty risky play from Babo, because if we look at his vision, he doesn't know if Gosudark expanded at this point. He just saw that there's an assimilator, and just because there's an assimilator doesn't necessarily mean Gosudark is still teching.
Yeah, for sure. The biggest thing to kind of point out is that, okay, so both players are in the dark. What changes? Who gets the first little hint of information? The Ling kind of sharking around trying to stop this probe from being unaccounted for. And who's going to get the info they need? Well, here's Spire on the way for Babo. I guess that's no surprise.
Yes, this is going to be mass Ling, mass Muta, and this is going to catch Gosudark completely off guard, because he also doesn't have any scouting information. He's sent a probe out. He's trying to find the third base, but he's not even going all the way to bottom left, so he can't even confirm a base there. Looks like he's going to try and check mid-right, but that's not really going to be a giveaway for him, because we've seen Babo go split map every single time.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like by the time he realizes there's no hidden base, look, the Spire's already more than halfway done. It's going to be too late.
Is this really how we're going to have this game decided? Like, we've had an epic series here. We've had some cool strats, some really aggressive, like, solid play, and this is a 2-gate into make Zealots versus Mutas.
Look at Gosudark. He's going 4-gate. I think this is going to be 4-gate Goon. Now, we know that Goons are not the best counter to Mutas, but if you got 4-gate, you never know. Like, Dragoons are so powerful, and I love how he's denying this Overlord again. He does not want Babo to know that it's Reaver, but unfortunately for him, Babo's already building Mutas regardless.
I mean, yeah, this is... isn't this not supposed to... Okay, anyway, I don't know. Oh, is he supply blocked now? Yeah, okay, well, whoops. That's a little unfortunate. 37 out of 34 for Babo. Can't build a thing. And here we go. We're gonna... Let's see. What's the total count on units here? We got 4 Dragoons. Got 6 Zealots. So that's what we're going with. We also have a Reaver and a Shuttle. So This is what we get, and here come the mutas. How sad is Gosudark going to be?
He may just turn around because this is 5 mutas versus 4 guns. Wow, he's going to push the issue. I mean, I guess he has to because he's all in. But Babo's doing exactly what you should do. He's spamming Sunkens. The worst part about this for Gosudark is Babo can send the mutas into the main of Gosudark, wipe a few probes, and then leave. But Gosudark has to be worried of a counterattack the entire game. He's luckily not doing that. And now there's a real threat of him getting busted. But really, is there a threat? Because we got 8 mutas versus 4 goons.
Well, one of those numbers is more than the others. All he has to do is just focus down the shuttle. He's actually just going to kill the goons instead.
And look at the lings.
Okay, well, the lings are actually all dying here. But they killed all. They did the work that they were intended to do. And now, look at him focus down these sad dragoons. Uh-oh. Oh, Nyoken. Well, that is, as they say, how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, this was an unfortunate, just direct counter to Gosudark's build. I think it would have caught almost every other Zerg completely off guard, but not Babo. So that was nicely done. He's going to make it into our finals match?
Yes. And Gosudark is unfortunately eliminated. My thing is like, okay, so what build does Babo do every game? He goes mutas. So you're going to surprise him by doing a build that's hard countered by mutas. I mean, obviously there's like different timings. It's not quite exactly the same, but it just seems like that 2-gate did absolutely nothing. And then besides that, it continued to make the game harder and harder to win by building more gateways that built, not a way to deal with this. I don't know. A really confusing, kind of bewildering series, but I guess congratulations to Babo, who shows that, hey, if you're just really good at one thing, you can make it work.
That's true. And he played well. He read it correctly despite no vision. Well, that drone that got in was critical because it could have been expansion behind it. If we go back to the Jaeyoon game, what did Gosudark do versus Jaeyoon? He wasn't teching behind it. He just built 12 zealots and went. Yeah. So that was a critical scout for him, but regardless, nicely done from Babo. But now we're going to see the match of the day, Dragon versus True Touch.
Ooh. Mwah. It's going to be so good. So don't go anywhere, guys. We've got Dragon versus True Touch in our winners match coming up when we return after a short break.